So first question, before we kind of get into it, is we're seeing tons and tons and tons of drops now and tons of new users. I guess from our last conversation, like drops have become almost, ridiculously impossible for many. So has your strategy at all changed with, hoping to nail drops? Are you doing more in the secondary now? What does that look like?
Yeah, I mean, I think for a while now, I've been saying like the game is really on the secondary. I think the drops, like we talked about, like we did a drop challenge a while ago and we said like no drops. I think drops really should be something that can help springboard you into things. And like, it's great to get things retail. And I'm not going to say that those days are gone. But I think that we're about to see the next evolution of that. And we talked a little bit about this before, but like I'm super, super pumped for Master Collector and the OMI utility programs, because I think that will give you the chance to reward kind of big collectors and reward people that have gotten in and believed in the token, finally seeing that utility come in, where you can get things at retail. And there will be a strategy to that. And that there's a lot of people that are looking, like living to the moment, hyper-focused on the right now in this moment, and they're missing the bigger game that's coming. For example, just to spitball some things here, like if you went into OMI right now with these exchange announcements looming, with the OMI utility program, like it is if you want to get ahead of the game, so you get in now before the utility program is dropped, and then everyone's like racing in to try and do it. That will then give you that additional kind of return, if you will, if you're going to cash out, or that further bump in what you're able to do with the token when the time comes. So sure, it's a speculative thing, but Veve they deliver, and I know right now tensions are running high for whatever reason, but like they are coming, whether it's as fast as you want or not. But when it does come, like the people that made the investment now, that will pay off to where you'll be able to get things at retail, and then you can flip that the 10x or whatever that the secondary brings, and then buy the things you want, or grab the part of collections or the sets that you want, again, more at retail. And there'll be times where, from at least my understanding, you'll be able to use your Master Collector points for one kind of raffle, use OMI for another raffle, and then still take your chances on the drop with a new mechanic, where you could technically hit 3 out of 4 if you're lucky enough for a 4-piece set, and then just buy the last thing that you're remaining on the secondary or whatever. So like I think it'll get really interesting, the game will change. But like, has my strategy changed? No, I mean the secondary has been the game for like a long time now for me. For new users, like, yeah, the drops you're going to lose, and whether there's bots or whatever you want to call it, like there's just supply and demand, whether it's bots or otherwise. The supply and demand is just, there's 1 point whatever million. Someone please comment that it's all fake users or whatever, because we have to say that, I guess. But either way, there's more than 30,000 people, and there are only 30,000 to 60,000 tops, depending upon the supplies. So yeah, the game is not on the drop. The drops are a bonus. And I think when you have the mindset of that, things get easier, because the game's on the secondary.
That's well put. I mean, you said a couple of things there. One, I like your thought pattern around, if you nail a drop, it's bonus, right? Like you almost have an expectation that you're going to pay, not a premium, that you're going to pay a larger price tag no matter what in the secondary. So if you get it on the drop, you're like, oh, hey, I got it for $40 versus $400. Because I was going with the expectation I was going to spend $400 because I want this collectible, I want this set, so on and so forth. And I also like what you said about OMI. Like I think a lot of the big miss that people make, not just in Veve, but also in OMI and crypto, is you hear something's coming and then you're like, okay, like I know it's coming, but there's been a bunch of delays, like, a lot has happened delay wise with OMI, but exchanges are happening eventually, right? So don't wait until they're announced when everyone and their brother is buying OMI. The people who are not in the know, who have not been around the whole time, buy it when it has been delayed or when nothing is happening in the dead periods. So I really like some of the things you said, and I want to get to these, but